Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial series on graphic designing course. We will cover three software under this course: Photoshop, Illustrator and Flash. In this video I give you basic introduction of Illustrator, and this is just a demo video, so I am not going to record a 1 hour of video, so it will just be a 10 or 15 minutes of video. The software installation part, first of all, I assume that you guys already know how to install the software, and the platform we are using is Windows 7. You might be having Windows 8 or 10 with you. That's completely fine. Software isn't going to change on these platforms. But if you are a Mac user, then you have to be careful about two things. Whenever I say control for Windows, it means command on Mac, and whenever I say alt on Windows, that means option key on Mac. So there's these two things, and there may be few differences in the software itself between Mac and Windows, but those are very minor. You can easily avoid them for right now, and over the time when you learn the software, you'll come to know what all those changes are, and you will be able to do it by yourself. That's not a problem. So let's quickly jump into the software and let's see how it works. So I click on start button. Now I can either type Illustrator over here, or I can go into all programs and you will find Adobe Illustrator CC 64-bit here. Yeah, we are using Adobe Illustrator CC. So if you are using any previous version, then you can still refer these tutorials. It's completely fine. There are not much changes between the versions. So this is the window which you get when you open Illustrator. Now I quickly go through this window, what all these things are. On the top we have this menu bar. On the left, on the right, we have these three: close, maximize, minimize, and search button. On the right itself, we have this panel bar, which have some panels, and how they work. We'll cover them in the video, in later videos. On the left, you have this toolbar, and we'll cover this in detail, how all this tool works and everything. So let's start with file menu, and click on new. What this will do is it will open a new file. Now if you have paid attention, then when you click on file and click on new, then there's something written over here beside new which says Control N. So this is the shortcut key. So all these keys are shortcut keys. So if I want to open a new file, or if I want to create a new file, I can just press Control N instead of clicking over there. I mean Control N on my keyboard, and this gives me this dialog which says new document. Now I have few options over here. I'm not going to cover it right now because we'll be looking at all these options in detail in future videos. Just click on OK, and this is our new file. Now it has a tab on the top left side which says Untitled 1 at 145% CMYK preview. Now what all this is: Untitled 1 is my file name, at the rate 145% is my zoom level, how much zoom the document is right now. CMYK is the color mode, and preview, it says preview mode, which mode I am in, preview mode or outline mode. We'll cover them later, don't worry. Here is a close button by which I can just close the file instead of just closing entire Illustrator. This will close the entire Illustrator, this will close just a single file. And this here is my canvas. So all the work I'm going to do is on this canvas. There are few basic controls to control the canvas: control negative for zoom out, control positive for zoom in. Yeah, control negative for zoom out, control positive for zoom in. And then you can hold space bar and left click, and then you can drag around. So notice when I press space bar, my cursor just changes to a hand, and then I left click, that grabs the canvas, or wherever you go it grabs the canvas, and then you can just drag it. So press spacebar, left click and drag to move the canvas. Okay, so we are done with canvas navigation controls. Now let's see some drawing tools. I mean, if I am to draw something, then what should I do? Then this on the left we have a toolbar, or actually before covering toolbars, we should look at the interface first. How this interface works. So like I said, on the top we have a menu bar. Now when I open a new file, I get this additional this dialog, or you can say additional panel here. I don't have an exact name for this, but you can say it's an option bar. Yeah, that's what people use. So it doesn't have an official name. We can say it option bar. And at the bottom we have one more small panel, and there's actually no name for it. Even I don't know what to say that. But there's something at the bottom, and how to use that I'll tell you. We get these two scroll bars. So if you are not comfortable with holding space and left mouse click and drag around, so you can even use these two scroll bars to navigate around your canvas. And now coming to the interface. Oh, sorry, I forgot one thing. If you are to fit your screen, I mean, you say this white colored thing, this is the canvas, and if you have to fit it to your screen, then you have to press Control 2. Sorry, Control 0 for that. Control 2 is for flash. So let's say if I did something and my canvas flew off the screen and I don't know where is it, and it's too hard for me to call it back, and I don't know where the canvas actually. So I can just press Control 0 and it will come back. It's like fit to screen. That's the shortcut for it. Okay. So let's start with the interface. Now all these things over here, the left side the toolbar, and the right side the panel options, these are customizable user interface. You can say Adobe Illustrator has customizable user interface. So what I mean by customizable is that you can if you see this double arrow on the right side of your panel bar, and if you click over here, you can open and close this panel, and you can open and minimize, sorry, not closing, minimize these panels. So when you open this panel, you will be like, what's going on and what is all this, what it does, and don't worry, we'll cover all of them. It's not as difficult as it sounds or as it looks. It is pretty easy. Now you can actually come to the customizable part. You can actually click and drag, and you can undock all your panels from here, and you can make a separate dock of them. You can make a separate actually window where you want all of them to be. Let's say if I want swatches, color guide, and color to be in same thing, to be in same window, then I can just drag all of this in this window, and here I have all these three combined. So that's how I'm comfortable with. You might be having your own opinions and choices, so it's completely dependent on you. How do you want to customize your layout? And I can even go and dock it over here, and I got a separate panel for these three only, and even I can just drag this out here, and I can put it over here. Yeah, so I have these two panels at same time now. Now I can go through color guide, and I can go through swatches. So that makes it more convenient for me to see the color and what all the color options I have for that color. So it all depends on you. How do you want to customize your workspace? And if you want to close any panel, you can just drag it out, and there's a cross button over here. When you click over it, and it closes the panel. To open a panel again, you can go to window, and you can find it over here. Let's say I just close the swatch panel, so I go to swatches and click on it, and it opens the swatches panel again. Okay, drag it over here, and that's it. Now this is for the panel window. Now when we come to toolbar, so we don't have that much of freedom with toolbar that we can drag tools around and arrange it by ourselves. It's predefined by Adobe, and we cannot change their layout. The only thing we can do is we can shrink it and we can expand it. That's the only thing that works with tool panel. And we can, yeah, of course we can drag it around, and we can put it wherever we want. So let's say if I want it over here, so yeah, but it's very inconvenient. Toolbar in between all this. So don't worry. I just I just turned off all of them. Now it may happen to you that sometimes it will be complete mess if you are trying to do something with the layout and workspace, and you make a complete mess out of it, like I just did, and I don't know what to do now. How should I just handle all this stuff? So there is an option here when you go to your top right hand side of the window and it says essential. Just click on essentials and it shows me what it shows. Actually, it shows me all these workspaces I'm working with. So right now I'm working with essentials workspace. When you go at the bottom, it says reset essentials. So what this will do is it will reset your workspace. So let's just click over it, and yeah. So I got the same workspace I was working before. I mean, when I opened the Illustrator. So that's how my layout, workspace layout was. So that's it for this demo video. I will be recording separate 1 hour video, and we are going to cover the everything in detail in those videos. So stay tuned. I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.